Let's start out with starting to create chords from scratch, but with the help of these piano roll tools. Right click here on this icon and let's set a scale. For example, the major one, these are happy sounding chords, or the minor one, these are more emotional sounding chords. A popular one, for example, is the C minor scale. Now, the light notes here are in key of my scale, so they will sound good together. I can also select here to snap here to scale, or activate here. Right now my notes will stick here to the scale. Click once again to deactivate this. Now I can place them anywhere. I will activate this to keep them in place. So, for example, let's say this is the first here, because there are 7 notes here in my scale. So a popular one to start out with is a 6-7-1-6 progression. So this is the first, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One higher is 7, 1, and then 6 again, for example. You can find these on the internet or listen by ear. To build chords, you can also skip 1 and place here. Skip 1, place here. This is a beautiful chord already, and you can repeat this process. So now this one, skip, place, and also here, skip light, place here, skip the light note, place on the next light note. And this is so far what you got. We can also add root notes, Ctrl Shift to select the bottom notes here. Shift click, Ctrl arrow down, and now you get more bass notes, and it will get a deeper feel. If you really like, you can keep building into 7th chords, so skip place once again. Or even 9th notes or 11th notes. So they sound real full. What you can also do is work with the voicing. So let's take these middle notes, for example. Ctrl arrow up. This is our 1 octave higher, but the chord is still the same. But it sounds a little bit different. Try it out. Then you can experiment with voicing. So notes that align, for example like this, they usually sound good together. So these are in common. It may sound weird here, so let's have a listen and test things out. You can keep building like this. Then you can go here to the tools and, for example, use the strum one. So you can see, you can make it more humanized so they're not exactly placed at the right time, at the exact same time like a human would. And the velocity also as well. And you get this natural feeling. Also other tools, you can have a look in this, but the chop tool, for example, now, and change the time relation right here. Or you can cut it as you like. So for example, right here, I hold the shift key to keep this straight. Or you can also manually go, right, I like to hold the shift key. For example, like here. And you can cut away to have a different effect going. Go back here to the pen tool. You can also shift click to drag those around. And let's have a listen again. I really like this effect. So I can also change notes right here and place them here on the light notes that are in scale. So for example, like this. Maybe we'll get a little stair going on right here. Okay, I think this chord progression is coming along nicely. You can build the structure of your song on top of this one. One extra tip I'd like to show, right here you have the stamp tool. And right here you have all different kinds of major and also the minor chords right here. And also the other ones I talked about, for example, minor ninths, you can just paste it in and there you go. Also like that. So this is the first one. Play around with the tools, but remember to go in a scale. Minor, major are the very popular ones. Choose a root note, stay in key of that scale, and start building one skip note, and this can be your basic chords. And the rest what I did is a little bit of creative fluff. Another approach is to create chords with scripts. So for example, in your browser, click here on the library, on this icon, and then type in text. Click here on text to chord progression, make sure it's installed, close FL Studio, open it once again, and then we can go back here to our piano roll. Right now, we can go here and look here for tools. And then you can have text to chord progression if you have installed like I just showed you. And then these are generating chords. That's set to the length of 4 bars. You can also change the length like this. You can choose the tonic tone. But let's say I like D. I can also paste in these Roman numerals, for example 1, 5, 6, 4, and then hit accept, and there they are. And then you can just drag them around how you like. You can work here on inversions as well. You can also work on voicing, so add in extra layers and notes. Add in the bass layer like I showed you just before, for example. And these filler things right here. Maybe this one will look cool. So I have a little stair going on here. Maybe one extra here as well. Let's have a listen. If this sounds bad, just make sure to delete it and fix it again. So you can work with scripts as well. And another way to do stuff is go here and then go to generate chord progression. This tool is built specifically for generating chord progressions. Now again, go very adventurous, but I suggest you to go more conventional, more on this side. Not all the way because you want some creativity, just go like this and then hit the generate button. But also a smart thing to do is click here on a right button, edit, so you can choose the scale because scales work together. You can set scale, like for example, the minor natural C we're working in. Okay, this is good for me. And then I can hit generate and I hit the space bar. Let's say I didn't like the last one. I can swap it out for a different one. Okay, I like this better. And then you can go here, change the octave height, change the amount of chords it generates. And you can also go here, change alternative chords that also work together in your track. And you can play it like that. See, on all the other ones as well. You can also right click. And then you can, for example, transpose one semitone up, down, one octave up or down. But I like to do this manual, which I will show you in a bit. You can also look here for the voicing. For example, one octave up, one open and stacked. Okay, you can also use some presets that you can work with, a whole bunch of them. And also the length of the chords, for example, like here. And just play around with it. And you can also hit accept. But right now, when you move the chords around, they are all grouped together. So select everything, then go Alt G, G for group, so it ungroups them, and you can move them around again. So you can also create 7th and 9th notes. So for example, let's test something out here. See if this sounds good. And then chop them up. Or however you prefer. I didn't like this one, so I make it in one piece. And then as it's playing, I'm finding new notes to hit in between. Okay, so which one do you prefer, which method? Let me know in the comments.